Hello everybody, and welcome to a very special vlog. Actually, this is probably the most important vlog we've ever put up on our channel, and I'm naming it Hell Week, because this next week is actually a little over a week, is going to be one of the most important and busy times that we've ever had on our channel. I would say even busier than when, I guess, Rise of the Hutt Cartel got released on the PTX, and I just pumped out a ton of videos for that. It's going to be insane, and you're going to want to know what is happening, because you're just going to get spammed with videos. And I have a list of stuff to show you, so that way you know when is, certain things coming and just what's going to be happening. And it all starts and kicks off with this upcoming Friday. Friday morning, actually, is when the weekend beta for Wildstar is starting for this, particular weekend, and the pre-orders have gone up and all that fun stuff. So if you pre-order, you could get into weekend betas, but you can get keys everywhere. And I would suggest, if you're even mildly interested in Wildstar, to pick up a beta key from many sites. Like Curse has been giving them out, MMORPG, 10 Ton Hammer. There's keys everywhere to be able to get into this weekend and try it out, and I would suggest doing so. But with that in mind, the NDA is up on that game, which means it is time to show you guys why I have fallen in love with it. And I've had to keep pretty quiet about it over the past, month or two, because the NDA has been pretty tight. But now that it is gone, I can freely tell you guys all of the wonderful things about it. And that is exactly what we are going to do. And like I said, it all kicks off Friday when it's available. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be streaming off and on all weekend. I'm going to be playing with the guys, between any of our guild members who pop online. But most assuredly, you'll see Garrick and probably 6Pounder playing. And there's just going to be a lot of us. And we'll be streaming at twitch.tv/OSWguild. I would suggest just following us on that and having the email updates happen, because, like I said, it will be off and on all weekend. And the reason it's off and on is because I have 27 videos planned coming for next week. Now, let's get all of this Wildstar stuff out of the way, and then we'll talk about kind of what's going to be happening with Diablo and all that. So next week in general, starting on Monday, you won't see any of our standard videos for a little over a week. They will only be Wildstar stuff for, literally a week and a half. And I'll put up a list of what we're doing, but all of these videos will be made this weekend, and I have a lot of work to do, which is why I'm claiming it's Hell Week, because it's probably the most work I've had to do for the channel in a long time. In 3 days, I have to make 27 videos, which is a lot. So here's the schedule. On Monday, you will see the kind of like an intro video, the overview of what Wildstar is, giving you guys an idea of what to expect from the game, what the business model is, which is really interesting, and the character creation. So Monday, you'll have the intro video, overview, whatever you want to call it, and character creation. And on Tuesday will be the combat, showing off the amazing combat, easily the best combat I've ever seen in an MMO. It is so good. Describing what the telegraph system is and all that with the combat. On Tuesday, you will also see player housing within the game, which is funny because it's, I'm making this video on the day that Star Wars announces officially its next upcoming expansion. Comes out at the end of June for subscribers as the early access thing, kind of what they did with Galactic Starfighter. But it's it's Star Wars player housing. Well, I'm going to show you what real player housing looks like, because this player housing, I swear, has never been done in the way that Wildstar is doing it. It is so good. Think like EverQuest Next landmark levels of control over what you got going with your house. It is seriously really good. So I can't wait to show you guys that video on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we'll be starting kind of a series of videos for the classes. So on Wednesday, you'll see the Warrior and the Esper, which are two of the classes, and then you'll see one of the paths. We'll talk about what paths are in that video too. As a soldier. So that's kind of the first of the 4 paths that there are. That will be on Wednesday. There's 3 separate videos. On Tuesday, you'll have another 3 videos. You'll have the Engineer, the Medic, 2 classes, and the Path of the Explorer. So we'll be checking that out. On Friday will be the Spellslinger and the Stalker for the classes, and the Path of the Settler. On Saturday will be the Path of the Scientist. There's only, we've already covered all the classes at that point, so there won't be any more classes, but you'll be able to check out what the Scientist does, and the Ship Hands, which are kind of like like easy mode flashpoints, I guess is the best way to put it in terms of Star Wars, or just, you know, normal quick instances and WoW, stuff like that. And then we'll also be checking out adventures, which are kind of their standard dungeons. They do have something called dungeons, which is one step higher, and you know what that's all about. So that'll be fun. So Saturday will be the scientist, ship hands, and adventures. So you'll be able to see some dungeon content there and group content, which is cool. Sunday we'll be covering their questing system, which isn't too exciting. However, it is something that we do need to cover in the game. The challenges, which is something really exciting, and the public events, which is also very cool. So that'll all come out on Sunday. On Monday of the following week, you'll have the Dominion starting area, kind of where it is, and you'll be able to see, you know, an entire quest arc with that. The Dominion starting area is easily the weakest part of the game so far from what I've been able to play, and I have gotten very far. But we'll also be checking out in 2 separate videos the first and second zone of those, because the game does split off into 2 zones. So you finish the starting area, and then you get to decide what starting zone you go into after that, and then that goes off into another area, and then off into another. So it's really cool how they do that system. On Tuesday, you know, the next day, we'll see the Exiles, which is the other faction, their starting area and how they work and what their faction is all about, and their 2 zones, their 2 like branched off zones, which will be quite fun. And then lastly, on Wednesday, we will check out PvP and modding, because the game is launching with modding. Now, before we move on, you know, talking about other things, I do have to mention that this game, I don't know how they've done it. It's like Mary Poppins' bag, you know. Somehow they fit a ton of stuff into this game, and it isn't even launched yet. They are seriously launching with more features in this game than any other MMO I've ever seen. They have a complete MMO, one that you would expect to have been around for several years, and it's not even out yet. It is astonishing how much content they've been able to put in this game, how polished it is, how good it is, and the game itself is focused on the end game. They have 20 and 40-man raids, but both of those raids are separate. 20-man raids are different than the 40-man raids. You're going to get the best gear out of 40-man raids, and they are difficult. The game is very not, I guess, forgiving in its difficulty. We did the first adventure, which is one of their dungeons, and it was refreshing how old school it was in the difficulty. And it's not that it's unforgiving, like, oh, this is so hard, it's, you know, it's not fair. It is very fair. If you mess up, you know when you messed up and how you messed up, and you can change it and get better. And I really like that about the game. Like I said, it's focused on the end game. It's refreshingly old school in some of the ways that it does it. I do want to throw in one of these days how the crafting system works. I haven't figured out where to fit it. Probably towards the end, probably on that Wednesday with PvP and modding, we'll do the crafting system, and we'll show you guys how that all works, because that is very unique as well. So there's a lot of cool things here. The game is going to be awesome. I can't wait to show you guys that. It's funny, like I was saying, it's on the day, I'm putting this up on the day that Star Wars announces its new expansion, and the poor thing about it is the new expansion is going to be totally trumped by this game. In fact, even Warlords of Draenor is going to be trumped in its launch because of Wildstar. Seriously, give it a try. Just watch at least a few of our videos and see what I mean. It's got something different about it. It's almost like the people developing it enjoy playing games. I know it's a novel concept, but it goes out of its way in every corner, every turn to make you feel like you're having a good time. It's amazing. I can't wait to show you guys the game, and I'm gonna praise it from the rooftops, because it is easily one of my favorite games that I've played in the past 10 years. I'm not even joking on that. So that'll all be happening next week, which in itself, that's a lot of videos. A lot of those days are 3 videos a day, and I'm gonna have all of this done, rendered out, and uploaded by Monday. The reason why is because of the second part that makes this the hell week of doom, with how much work is going to be going into this next week, which is on Monday night, this upcoming Monday, at 9:00 p.m. PDT is when the Reapers of Souls launches. So the expansion pack for Diablo 3, which, obviously is the game you're watching in the background. So the expansion pack launches at 9:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific Daylight Time, because we're daylight saving times and all that. Anyways, you don't need to know about that. What you need to know is that we're going to be starting our live stream for it at 8:30. So at 8:30 p.m. PDT, which is 11:30 EDT, which is Eastern time in the US, which is 3:30 a.m. in London, I think. I think that's the time on that. And you can kind of figure out the time from there. There's plenty of converters online. If you live in a weird part of the world, you can figure out what time that is for each of you guys. But we're going to be streaming all night. So if you live in Europe, you'll be able to catch us, when you wake up in the morning. We'll be live streaming and just pushing on and having a lot of fun. Garrick should be joining me, if not right at the beginning, then sometime after that, which will be a lot of fun being able to do that. Like I said, we're starting 30 minutes early before the servers go up, so we're going to be chatting, answering your guys' questions, and then getting to the awesome expansion. So if you're playing the game at launch, you can watch us on another screen or on your phone or on tablet and stuff, which again is twitch.tv/OSWguild, which if you were following us this weekend for Wildstar stuff, then you would be able to, catch right back up on Monday night with us for Diablo, which will be really fun. And then that entire week we'll be streaming Diablo all the way through to Friday, probably. Just, off and on for the rest of the week. We'll give you guys more concrete times as we go, but what we do know for sure is Monday night for the launch we will be streaming, and hopefully we can get into the servers and their servers stay stable. I don't have any concerns that they won't. But it's just one of those things you're like, hopefully they don't have any issues so we can have a smooth live stream all night long, get super tired, hang out with you guys, answer your questions, and possibly play with you guys, because we'll be on, obviously, on our, on our clan stuff, so people may be able to join us and level with us, which will be a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to that. So there's two major things happening this week. To do a quick overview, we have millions of Wildstar videos coming out next week, holding back our normal content until all of that is out. Once it's all out, then we'll go back to doing our normal content the following week, just picking up right where we left off. And then we have the streams for Wildstar this weekend, not to mention the fact that we will be streaming Reaper of Souls all week next week. It is going to be the busiest time on our channel. It is one of the most exciting times on our channel because I'm really excited to share a game that I have fallen in love with in the form of Wildstar, and also share a game with you guys through live streaming and hanging out with you that I've had a recent resurgence in, which is Diablo. I mean, obviously, I'm playing a hardcore character in the background. It's a lot of fun. I've been really into it. I almost have every single character, hardcore and standard, at 60, which means I'll be able to level them all to 70 and pop in a Crusader here and there for normal and hardcore as well. So it's fun. It's going to be really cool. I can't wait to share with you guys like all the new content that we have coming out. The very last thing that I wanted to mention is the fact that the Walking Dead stuff with Garrick is going to be starting up soon. So you may see that this weekend, but you definitely won't see it next weekend because of all the videos we have coming out. But you'll see it again the weekend after that, so don't get discouraged if all of the videos we normally put out are gone for a week. They will be back. They will be back. It's just we need to take a week and put out all of our Wildstar stuff, give you guys an idea of what the game is like, what the classes are like, what you can expect from it. I want to help you guys get into a beta weekend, so be following us on Twitter because I always post stuff. Like right now, for a good example, you could pre-order Wildstar and get into the beta weekends. But if you haven't played the game before, I wouldn't suggest it. If you have and you're really into it, like most of us are, I would highly suggest keeping an eye on our Twitter, because we posted today that you can actually get the pre-order for 25% off on Green Man Gaming, even though the pre-orders just went up today. So you can actually get like their digital deluxe edition for lower than the price of the standard, which is crazy that you could do that thing on Green Man Gaming, which is really cool. So follow us on Twitter for stuff like that. We'll help you guys get keys. We'll help you keep up to date on, Diablo stuff, deals for Wildstar. By the way, speaking of deals, I would suggest picking up Diablo right now on battle.net if you haven't already, because it's $20 off. You can get it for $20, I think. I think is what it is. Maybe it's $40 off. Either way, you could get it for $20 on battle.net before picking up Reaper of Souls. So if you don't have it yet, it's a perfect time to get it. I would highly suggest it. And we'll be keeping you guys up to date with when we're streaming, when all this is happening, the videos that are going up each day, and if I lose my voice or not from talking so much. It's going to be awesome. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Just put them in the comments. I'll answer them, especially about Wildstar. about Star Wars. I will be, by the way, just to get this out of the way, I will be covering the Star Wars expansion and their player housing. I just need to point out that I am still disappointed with the fact that 2.8, patch 2.8, which is the stuff that's coming in the I guess, pre-release of their expansion, is supposed to have the new raid, and yet it got pushed back to January or June 24th, which is not fun for a raider. And this game, Wildstar, comes out on June 3rd. Chances of me, doing the new raids are slim to none, because the new raids in Wildstar are just mind-boggling good. With that being said, though, I'm done hyping up Wildstar. I can't wait for you guys to see it this weekend. I can't wait for you guys to join us on our live stream. Follow us at twitch.tv/OSWguild. Go to Twitter and look up OSWguild, or just go into the description. There's a link there to go to our Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, and you'll be able to find out all the new information when we're streaming, when videos are going up, all that cool stuff. With that being said, we shall see you guys during Hell Week.